I would like to introduce our next speaker for the session, who shall be speaking on the topic, enhance the utilization of highly skilled technicians, facilitate knowledge transfer, and expedite the effective onboarding and development of new hires in a lasting manner. Let me take the pleasure to introduce Mr. Rakesh Gupta, Head of Customer Services, Panasonic Electric Works India. With over 2 decades of expertise, Mr. Rakesh Gupta is a seasoned customer service professional, currently serving as the Head of Customer Services Operations at Panasonic Life Solutions. His extensive experience spans across renowned companies like SEB, Philips, Usha International, Tata Sky, Airtel, and GE Medical Systems. Proficient in service delivery and network development, he specializes in B2C and B2B service strategy within the consumer durable and electrical construction materials industries. So, can we all put our hands together and welcome Mr. Rakesh Gupta on the dais.
Good afternoon, everyone. I've gone through a study which says that the dizziness stays from 45 minutes to 1.5 hours from lunch. I think we are already over that period. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my name is Rakesh Gupta. I'm a core field services guy. So since morning we have been having a lot of presentations related to AI, generative AI, chatbots, voice bots, all sort of conversations which we can have with the consumers. But these are a critical part wherein a consumer is interacting with you at a touch point. This forms almost 30-35% of the interactions we have with a customer, but rest 60-65% of the consumer experience depends on humans. So since morning we were not able to speak more about the humans, those who are going to deliver the consumer experience to the consumers. I'll take you through the slides. So this I think issue is already covered in. So I have been with field services and service network development with fortunate to work with organizations like BPL, Tata Sky, GE Healthcare, Airtel, Usha International. What we are going to do, we are going to speak about utilization of highly skilled manpower. So post-COVID, what has happened, that role of technician has become a difficult one. We are not able to find so many technicians or engineers who are going to move consumer house to house. Many of us who are from field services can relate to this problem. Post-COVID, it has increased like anything. Engineers are ready to go to factory, work in factories or manufacturing lines. They are ready to work as in-shop demonstrators at malls or modern format retail stores having an air-conditioned space rather than traveling on a bike from place to place. So we will define here that what exactly is a knowledge transfer, how do we initiate it, then we'll check the status, what is the status on this part, solutions which we can find together in this room to enhance the knowledge transfer and exceed the speed of the knowledge transfer, and the key challenges. Biggest challenge is that I have got a reduced time from Naveen. So now he has asked me to finish it under SLA. Before starting, would just like to share a famous quote by our founder, Konosuke Matsuda-san at Panasonic. Now, after sales service, we all speak about experience. So what experience? After sales experience is more important than assistance before sales. Now, through that services, we get the loyalty, consumer loyalty, repeat customer, repeat sales, all those marketing jargons we have been using for decades now. So after sales service plays a very critical part in that. I have gone through this purpose statement that post-pandemic, pandemic has forced us, all of us, the customer experience leaders, to do new things, start new interactions, new way of doing the things. So we have to find out ways to use of the most experienced technicians and bring out new hires. As in when a new guy joins in, how we can make him work ASAP. What exactly is knowledge transfer? I'll cover it through 3 parts. We differentiate the knowledge transfer basically in 3 parts. What exactly is knowledge transfer? So it is about supporting a current employee who is transitioning or leaving the organization. Both ways it could be possible. He could be promoted, he could be leaving to another organization, or there may be a change of role for the existing one. So how do we get him enriched with the knowledge to the role which he is moving up? Why? Why do we need a knowledge transfer? The guy who is joining in, we don't have the luxuries of bench strengths anymore, that we can hire someone, we can train someone. So now the times call for getting up the guys working. आने से ही भैया काम लगा जा, ये ना ये फाइल है, ये तुम्हारा काम है, get started, this is your service center, start from tomorrow. That's how the things have moved post-COVID. Results, what exactly this knowledge transfer results in? It will, ensure a seamless transition from a departing employee to the new employee. Learning leaders, the L&D dealers, leaders or the L&D departments, most of them see this knowledge transfer as a bigger challenge. Onboarding, whenever new guy joins in, the onboarding is the biggest challenge we face. The learning leaders, we, the customer experience leaders or the learning leaders, training them, getting them on board ASAP is one of the biggest challenge which we see. How do we can do? I'll cover these points in further slides, that how we can mentor them, guide them, simulate them, buddy them, or communities of practice, how we can get these new hires on board, working, going through, running ASAP. Mentorship. When we speak about mentorship, हम सब सुनते हैं, रोज सुनते हैं, ये मेरे mentor हैं, he is my industry mentor, I have learned under him, इन्होंने मुझे बहुत कुछ सिखाया है. All those things we do during our daily chores. So mentorship is particularly effective in transferring tactical knowledge, from one person who is having a more knowledge and another person who is having lesser knowledge on the particular subject. So then only an individual can mentor. Guided experience, when we, a person with the first-hand knowledge works to share. So I'll guided experience, many times we have seen somebody preparing a tea. तो उसको देखते हुए भी ना हमें guided experience है कि चाय कैसे बन रही है. Or any other job, driving, how an individual is driving. So when I was a kid, I always used to, watch how drivers drive. तो जब तक मैंने driving सीखी उससे पहले आधा मैं देख के सीख चुका था. So this is sort of guided experience which we can have, by watching somebody doing that same job. Simulation is very important, and when it comes to consumer experience in terms of technology, in terms of a technical engineer who is visiting at the place, simulation is very important. So you can't send an half-cooked engineer or technician to a customer place. For that, you'll have to create the situations which he may be or she may be facing in the field while interacting with the consumers. ये बहुत important है. अगर उसको पहले आपको ना, we have to make products defective so that they can repair those products, or we can create situations. In case of BFSI, we can create situations. What could be the questions and consumer could be asking? It could be a role play, it could be a product repair, it could be an installation, anything. We'll have to create simulations for the individual who has joined in us recently. Work shadowing, very important. We have been doing this work shadowing and buddy kind of thing. Many organizations have this buddy program. एक नया बंदा join करता है, उसको पुराने बंदे के साथ attach कर देते हैं कि तुम दोनों साथ में जाओ और काम करो. This is, so couple of them are laughing too loud. Anybody of you are buddy of each other? So buddy program or work shadowing, that similar to mentoring, it is about people on the same profile, one having more knowledge, one having more experience in that particular domain, trying to doing shadowing the existing one, उसकी तरह देख के उससे सीखने वाला काम. Paired work, वर्क शेडोइंग और पेयर्ड वर्क में डिफरेंस है. वर्क शेडोइंग में एक आदमी काम कर रहा होता है, दूसरा उसको देख रहा होता है. वन इज परफॉर्मिंग द टास्क, अनदर वन इज वॉचिंग हिम अप. इन द पेयर्ड वर्क both have to work like a senior engineer and a junior engineer. And in flights, a captain and a vice captain, second in command, captain kind of thing. So both of them learn how to fly. Both of them know how to fly, but still one is in command, another one is not in command. So it's kind of paired work. So a very important part when you want to make someone learn very fast. Paired work is one of the best effective technology I have used in my career. Now, community of practice. पहले तक there were cases, there were situations when only the departments, particular department person was telling another department, a logistics guy get trained from a logistic guy, a finance guy gets trained from a finance guy. Now there are communities. If you see now, if you go to social media, now there are communities. Previously it was one-to-one community. Office में दोस्त होते थे, 4 लोग दोस्त होते थे, या industry के 4 peers होते थे. Now this community has got spread into social media as well. You go to any social media platform, you will know Team BHP, Scorpio leaders, Thar Tigers, all those of communities which are available on social media now, so that you can learn from each other's experience. And irrespective of that, whether that individual could be of your domain, could not be of your domain, but he could be having a particular area of interest. Outside, near a booth, I was speaking to someone and he was telling me that how we can recover a lost account on LinkedIn. So that was a common area of interest. I just learned somebody outside. So that's how a community can be formed online, and it is very important with the raising customer expectations, increasing customer demands. We should form communities having same area of interest. Now all these things which I have covered till now are beneficial when we do it on one-on-one basis, or one person trying to train couple of them, or 2 people trying to train 2 people, getting them on board. But what if we need to transfer knowledge for larger group of people? So it could be a fresh batch of graduate apprentice trainees who have joined your organization, or fresh management trainees, young leaders who have joined in your organization. So for that purpose we need to remove the traditional barriers. 1% training, classroom trainings, it could be an online training. We can create on-demand resource, videos, not many DIY videos. DIY has always been a culture which was there in the Western and European countries, but now in India, DIY is something which we all prefer, which we all love to do. This is one part. Build a knowledge bank so that as soon as an individual comes up or a group of individuals comes up, you can give them access to that knowledge bank so that they can learn from that knowledge bank which has been accumulated by their predecessors or their seniors in the organization. Now benefits of knowledge transfer, again a kind of iceberg model where there very few are visible, which are tangible, but there are several intangible benefits when we see the knowledge transfer. So we can collaborate and build collective knowledge, we can find better ways of doing the same things, faster way of doing the same things, build community cultures, connect remote employees. Now there are situations, recently we encountered a case where a new launch product, we were facing some challenges and we were not able to get the solution from our research and development team. But one technician sitting at Coimbatore pinged me up, sent me an WhatsApp, sir, this is how if we can resolve this problem. Amazing. Guys sitting in remote up-country location, giving a solution to a specific problem to which we are not able to address. So employees who are having knowledge, we can connect individuals with the rest of them so that they can help. Feel good factor, very important. The new hires who have came in has to feel the feel good factor. Onboarding challenges, many of the leaders report that we face onboarding challenges. What are these onboarding challenges? We work in silos. ये मेरा customer service department है, मैं इसमें काम करूँगा. ये मेरा finance department है, I'll work in this. This is IT department, I'll work in this silos. मेरा knowledge है, मैं किसी के साथ share नहीं करूँगा. I'm not going to share this knowledge. So these are some of the challenges when we onboard new guys, which comes up. Uniformity across the roles, departments, insufficient funds. Maybe some of the cases we find we don't have that bandwidth to give too much of training to a role which is not that significant, but the knowledge could be important to that up. Then organized or formal strategy not available, and onboarding process की effectiveness. हमने उसको training भी दे दी, सब कुछ दे दिया, 10 दिन बाद में उसका manager बोल रहा है, we have hired a wrong guy. HR has hired a wrong guy, he is not able to perform as per my expectations. Issue could be on the onboarding process. जब हमने उसको onboard किया, the knowledge which we have transferred would not have been sufficient. I'll skip this slide because the clock is ticking. Now, best practices, when we can get an onboarding checklist ready. Whenever a new individual is joining, we should have a checklist properly prepared that these are the things which we want to transfer knowledge to the individual. Not, and then break documents into bit-size mail. Normally what we do, उसको video भी भेज दिया, उसको emails भी भेज दिया, उसको service manuals भी भेज दिया, उसको case histories भी भेज दी, and फिर वो बोलता है इतना सारा कौन पढ़ेगा, रहने दो मैं field में ही सीखूंगा. Normally this happens. So we have to drop the information, break the information into smaller pieces, bit-size emails which he could be able to, learn fast. Introduce new hires. I've recently seen an TV advertisement of, I think it was of VI, a new joinee having a lunch in solo. So then somebody calls her up and they have a lunch together. So this kind of environment we should encourage, wherein a new hire is being set up with the team, onboarding goals have been cleared, positive workspace. Now, I always give a mythological example during my presentations or during my interactions with my team, that whenever we hire a new one or we give a job to an individual who has joined us recently, we should be very empathetic to him. So, example I'll give you, when Ramji met Hanumanji, both of them were not knowing each other very well. Then Ramji gave a simple task to Hanumanji that take this ring, find out Sita and give this ring to her, notify that I am coming up. This was the task which was assigned. But then Hanumanji took an additional step. So it's a great example of empowerment and a self-decision which an individual has taken. He went to Lanka, he found Sita ji, he gave her the ring, but he burnt Lanka also at the same time. But Ramji didn't scold him, hey, tune Lanka kyun jala di? I have not told you to burn up the Lanka. So this is sort of empowerment. Same is with Angad ji को भेजा कि तुम संदेश दे के आ जाओगे, लड़ाई नहीं करनी, वो जाके वहाँ पे बोल दिया ये तो मेरा पैर पड़ा, रावण जी तुम हिला के दिखाओ. Another example. So the new hires who have been given a task has to be empowered. These two are classic examples. If empowered, they can do wonders for you. So same is that we have to have a very pleasant experience and give them the kind of environment which they need. I was aware that this is going to come. So this is the last slide. But all said this, then when we adopt about, there's a common question. This slide has been added at the last moment. Since morning we have been discussing this Gen AI, usage of chatbots, users of AIs or chat GPT, everything. I've faced a particular problem which many of us would have faced. Reluctance. When you ask an engineer to learn a new technology things, he's a bit reluctant to this. And I'm sure many of us would be having a solution in this room. I would love to have an individual chat post this session outside the conference room, that how you guys have done this, how you have got your manpower, buying your idea of getting a digitalization or getting an automation. And if we are pushing it too much, are we facing the churn? Are we facing the churn of the individual if we are pushing this too much to them? So these are the two questions I am left out with. I would love to hear your views. Would love to have your support on these two. So thank you. That's what I think. I was on time, and that's what we are supposed to do in customer services. We have to be on time.
Pretty much you were on time,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Rakesh. Thank you so much for that. I would like to invite Mr. Prashant Sharma, Vice President, CS, Risk and Payments from Gamescraft. To do the honors for Mr. Rakesh Gupta.
But since morning we have been seeing to it, so we are now used to it. So she's also cutting up that.
Since you said customer experience being on time, so I'm also cut short. Can we please give a huge round of applause for Mr. Rakesh Gupta for giving us an interesting session?